What's up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today we're going to uncover all the pre-end of story Easter eggs in Rift Highlands. Yesterday I already made part 1 of this series where we focused on the Petmaster woods, and today it's going to be the second big area, Rift Highlands, and lastly we're going to do a third video where we're basically going to cover all the remaining Easter eggs. Today we have a pretty full schedule, I have to say. For Rift Highlands alone there are 16 Easter eggs, 10 of which with titles, which is absolutely insane. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, basically in the game there are so-called Easter eggs, and most commonly they reward you with a title. And as you can see, some of the titles here in the game feature different requirements. We can scroll down, we have one here with the side quest, and if we check out this one, for example, Timeless, we can see complete Easter egg, the Indebted. The idea is that you find out about this Easter egg, try to find out what this means. It says the tales about him still live on even after he's gone, the Indebted, and then you go into the game and try to find out what it is. And most commonly you find NPCs in the game that feature a little bit of a green exclamation mark indicating that they have something to do with an Easter egg, and in this video we are going to take a look and I'm going to tell you where all of those are. So I would say we just start off with the first one. Maybe one little note before we go into it. I forgot to say it in the video yesterday, sometimes you need a gesture to actually complete an Easter egg. There are some that come from seasons, and there are some that you get just by going into the friendship store. So in the friendship store over here you can see there are gestures to be bought. And if for whatever reason you notice that you don't have enough or don't have a gesture that's required, I encourage you to check out the friendship store. If it's one that is unlocked by getting exploration progress within a season, which you can find in the top left here, you can see there are gestures in here at some of the points. They're usually for every single area. Then I will say that in the video. Starting off, we have the first one here right over at Morgan's place. We can use the teleporter to get there. It's fairly easy to find, and we just move down the street, and at the corner we will find a starving person. And this one, I have to add, is bugged. Here you can see what I mean with the exclamation mark. Usually they will ask you to do a leaf cake. Apparently this right now doesn't work. We can take that to the test right now, which is no problem. You just have to basically do the same as we had in the medicine event. So this would be the correct recipe. We'll try and see if that works actually, because in the text by Ashu, it still says that it's bugged. By the way, shout out to Ashu for finding all of those. He posted them over on yaphalla and made like a giant list with everything. I will link that down in the description for you guys as well if you want to check it out. We can see, yeah, it didn't work at all. So apparently you can put those in the wrong order though, and that will then work. So let's see about that. Yeah, it results in a Halian Leafcake. So we just did the wrong recipe and that gave us the leaf cake. The right one doesn't. So yeah, that is kind of weird. There is no reward for this one. It's just a little bit of a weirdness there, and it's an Easter egg. Okay, next up we go for a title, the messenger title. What you want to do is you want to head over to the Halian teleporter here, and we want to move right up basically to that heart-to-heart symbol right over there. So it's not far away at all, and what you want to do is you want to basically switch the time to night, and we can just start there at night. Depending on which time you have, you can just see it right there, the NPC switches. We randomly had the other time. It also works if you start at noon, or we will work here at night. You will basically meet Diona here, and if you have the time at noon, it will be Saintos, and you have to talk to both. So that is basically the way you want to do this. We'll just go ahead and return. Then we just walk away a little bit, swap the time back to noon, and then we'll see that Saintos will appear over here. We talk to Saintos, listen in, and you waited here for a whole week. Okay, that's kind of fancy. Okay. We tell him that Diona has been waiting at night. We return, we move a little bit away, and that should give us the title any second, I hope. There we go. I was a bit worried for a second. I mean, we are recording those live. I don't get like a second chance at those, but there we go. The messenger title. There it is. Next one is very, very easy. We just head on over to the Halian teleporter. Let's say we just were right here at the S Halian, and then we will go to the N Halian, to the North Halian teleporter. And from here on out, we just move over to the right, and there is this little well over here, the wishing fountain. And you can see right here it says wishing fountain. It gives us a symbol to interact with it. When we do that, basically get a little bit of a text. We can do any thing right here. We'll toss a coin right in there, but you can select any option that you want. It will result in the same and just a little bit of a different story. And there we go. We got our rewards, and that is this Easter egg done. So very easy, very short one. Okay, this next one is a bit more complicated. We are over here at Plague Plains. You can see Halian was there. And when you first get here, there is a side quest. I've already done this side quest. It is called Survivor. And basically what this side quest does, it features a survivor that is caught up in a house. It's right over here, trapped inside the house. Anton survives, but a needle locust influence had him twisted into a monster, which is a little bit of a spoiler, sorry for that. But yeah, you have to do the side quest. There are two choices that you can take. I have to reveal both of them for you anyway, so sadly, yeah, we work with spoilers here. Basically, this will guide you down to this house. And in this house, you will find Anton, and you have to make one of two decisions. The first decision is you open the door at one certain point, at which this will lead to a fight against Anton, which is very, very easy. You will defeat him. There's a small talk to him afterwards, and he will hand you a medal. And with this medal, you then have to go to his mother, which is after the quest end. So right now we are indeed at that point. I have done the quest, I have decided to open the door, I have decided to fight against Anton, and now we are going to head over to the location that I have to go there. If you selected the other choice, I will show that to you afterwards. So his mother lives over here. We are right at the camp. The Plague Plains are over here where we were before, and we are now at this location where we want to head on down, and in fact, she should be somewhere here. There we go. Nelia, Anton, where are you? She's already asking about him. That's Anton's mother. We can hand over the medal we got from Anton. Explain that to her, I reckon. And then we will get our reward. So, return. And this will give us an origami hamster and a few diamonds. So, then apparently we want to head on over to the house again. So, back to Plague Plains. Back to the house, we'll walk over, and apparently now we can claim another reward over here. Anton's tomb is right in front of the house right now. If we talk to that, we should get the title as well. Where's my title? Didn't get the title! Which right now seems to be the case. So right now you don't seem to get the title when interacting with the grave, which might be a bug. So maybe you will receive that later. For now, the best option seems to be to not open the door for Anton, which you have to do during the quest, and you can't reverse it afterwards. So basically the people that did it like me, they have to hope that this is a bug and that they will receive the title later. You would have gotten the title unfortunate from this. And sadly, this is now a situation where we just have to wait and hope. For the people, though, that decided to not open the door for Anton, you have a way easier way to get this title, because you just return to this place. You will find an NPC standing right here, basically right at this position. You just talk to the NPC. You get 50 diamonds, you get the 2 origami hamsters, and you get the title unfortunate immediately. So that is the shorter way for this. Okay, for the next Easter egg, you want to head on over to Feather Trail, which is right next to the last Primordial Lord. And from there on out, we want to head up this street, which is a very, very easy to find Easter egg, actually, because I found it a few times. Yeah, you just have to stand basically over here until this circle fills up, which will spawn this dude, soldier. We'll talk to him. And that basically is the Easter egg already. Yeah, the interesting part about this is that I ran over this like 3 times already. And I was every single time worried that I trigger it before we can do the video. So yeah, that is basically the thing. There is no reward for this one. It is just the interaction. So don't expect any title or something to pop up here. Okay, for the next one, you can already see Kataya talking here, searching for her grandson. You want to head on over here. right above the Halian teleporter at the beginning there. And basically, once you've visited this location, they will task you with finding the sun. Okay, you basically want to head on over to Asteria. That took a little bit of a second, I'll be honest. You want to head on over to Asteria Rise afterwards. After you've talked here to the lady, you want to head on over to Asteria Rise. And if you stand right here, it won't trigger. You have to go a little bit into this direction. And then the dialogue will trigger. And basically, your goal isn't too far away, so you'll just walk. We could also quick travel, but it's like 3 seconds or something. I want to make sure there isn't another trigger. Which will lead you to Aspect Plains, and then you find the insect nest. If you go to the insect nest without triggering the dialogue, this won't be there. And my time is set to noon. This is one of the wonky ones, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the ones that doesn't really work for everybody. So, yeah, I just experimented around a little bit. I'll be honest. I just had to try a few things. But it works now. So we got it. So we now have to talk to him, rescue him, basically heal him back up. And once we've done that, he will appear back at the gate. And there we basically will meet him. So, again, we get the rewards obtained. And apparently he is now standing over here at the gate next to the woman that was searching for him. So there. Kuzis. Exactly. Easy peasy. And then we get our other reward. Okay, next one. For this next one, there is the requirement of you completing the side quest Halia's Plight. So basically this one. I would just recommend, honestly, to just complete all the side quests before you go into the Easter eggs. It makes it way easier and you don't have to worry about such things. And then you have to change your cosmetics a little bit. And as it just so happens, I already wear the thing that we need. It's the Competence Laurel. You can see it right here. I think you earn it during the story. And those are just like on my head with this design anyway, which looks, by the way, pretty cool. I definitely like it. But you have to wear this. And then you want to just head on over basically to the well where we already were. And we should find Abundius over here. So it's a little bit further than the Wishing Fountain one. We want to have our Competence Laurel on. And usually, yeah, is that Abundius? Okay, very wonky. We can stand down there and talk to him and it won't work. And then we have to trigger the dialogue. Halia style accessory, we already have it equipped, so it should work. How have things been? Great. He also wears it, by the way. He wears it in I just never noticed how interesting it looks where he wears it. He wears it like sideways. Okay, pretty cool. But we get a little bit more story about the Abundius. And this gives us the title Tomorrow. Okay, this next one is also rather interesting because it's in Howling Range 4, which you would assume is Petmaster Woods, but it's actually Rift Highlands, we can see because this one is marked. So this is actually our first area. We just run in here and we want to head on over to these 3 kids standing right there. So again, the location you can see right here, right over Skyfall River in Howling Range 4. So very easy to find next to the fishing spot, which there aren't too many of. So we talk about to Rocky. And this is a very short Easter egg. Just a few dialogues and we will get a wonderful title again. Because there are a ton of those in here. I'm seriously surprised at how many Easter eggs there are. How many things there are. So, wow. Okay, we won't learn the language. If you want to learn Wildborn, there you go. There it is. It seems a little bit made up. Go ask those adults. Okay, we are going to go and ask those adults. Where we have Perk. Want some of this? Okay, I'm pretty serious that I think this doesn't mean what they told us. We challenged him to a dance-off. That is crazy. Rocky Light. Linguist. Okay, we failed at communication though. Okay, this next one is very easy. We can just quick travel over to the Whale Watch camp. And apparently this just works by interacting with the soup. So, we'll do that. Breeze. Can we interact with the soup otherwise? Okay, I was very confused by this. Turns out I'm stupid and already did it. A complete Easter egg is stew to remember. And what you basically just want to do is you want to head on over to this stew, you want to interact with it, and this will give you 2 titles. It will give you the memorable title and it will give you the soup title. It is very, very easy. It requires no tricks at all. You can maybe see that I already switched the time and tried to find out what I was doing wrong. Turns out I did nothing wrong other than already having done it. So yeah, easy Easter egg. Okay, if I've gotten that next one too, I'll go crazy. I try to avoid it during the story, but this one also very easy. We just basically walk over to the right and there is a mushroom here. It's glowing already, you can see it. Once we interact with it, this will basically give us the next title, and we seem to be on shrooms, which I can't recommend. It's not a good idea. Maybe all the ads were right. That was in ego perspective. That's insane. That is crazy Easter egg. Did you eat the mushroom? That was a pebble umbrella. They cause powerful hallucinations. Yeah, they wanted to throw those aside. Sure. Mushrooms. I'm dozing off. That is crazy. Okay, this next one is a bit of a walk, but only a short one. We are right over here at the Snake Swamp. In the last Easter egg we were in the Whale Watch camp up there, so it's not a very long way till this. You just head on over through the little swampy area. You want to go up this vine, and there you can already see a little bit of a plate, which we are going to interact with. Should be possible. Yes, we are going to place a berry. This will immediately start a fight against Prismatic Wings, a flying aberration. And has a surprisingly long ability. We're just going to do it with this team. I don't even know what I've said there. I assume it will be strong enough. We got a few P4 units. Shingles, stop it, no more fighting. I don't think Rainbow is doing very well. I don't think he's feeling very well. Can't imagine he's feeling very well. I was attacking us, so I mean that's his problem. Petmaster, so that's cool. We got the title. Okay, this one might seem a little bit weird because we have to head back to Hurstmaster Woods, and you want to head on over to this location in Viridian Vale, just north of the Wrathwood Grove, and here you will find Grey Eyes. And if we talk to Grey Eyes, he will tell us a story, which I will skip because I heard it was a little bit longer. Listen to part 1. Okay, yes, multiple parts apparently. Listen to part 2. I will skip it for this one, just for the sake of this video. Apparently when we go out, we have the finale, okay. And that will all trigger dialogue. Now he has nothing more to say. Can I, again, listen to the final, okay. From here on out, we have to head back to the Rift Highlands. And here we want to head on over to a special location. You can already see it triggered the dialogue, so it's fairly easy to see. It is right here. Basically, from the Primal Shrine location, you can go down there. We were here before, and now we are up Snake Swamp, Howling Range 4. And here, when you go close to the stone, you can start the interaction in Chinese, and you gain a wooden sword, and you also gain the diamonds. And so far this seems to be the complete Easter eggs. Even when you go back to Greyvines, the sword doesn't change anything. So yeah, that seems to be the entire one. Next up is a very easy Easter egg. We just want to head on over to a location that is fairly far away from here. We want to head on over to the Crumbling Steps, and there we will immediately see a dog to the right. And when we get close to this dog, let's take it out of this dark place. We can interact with this dog, unless we want to get the barrel. This dog doesn't seem like a dog. That's a scary dog. Okay, we want to sound our bell, which should lead a new dog, apparently. Interesting. We have 2 dogs now. That makes no sense, so we have to lead it out of the dark, so in the other direction. Okay. Yeah, we want to avoid the chickens of the dark. That makes sense. This is very confusing. Okay. Get there. Don't get our dog stuck. Get the loot. And basically once we lead it right there, we get the guide title. So, even though that looked buggy as hell, worked out in the end. We got our guide title. Okay, this next one I'm pretty sure I already triggered. We are at the Harvest Altar, again same location, calamity below 5, and this one is again one that is triggered by standing, and I know that for one side quest you have to stand quite a long time in front of this Murial, so for a lot of people this will have been already triggered. You should get another circle while standing before it, you know, one of those loading circles, and this will trigger a dialogue, but there is no reward. So if you don't get the circle, don't be frustrated or anything, you probably triggered it already doing one of the side quests that leads you here. Okay, this next one I already saw before, I was waiting for it to finally start. We want to head to the ruin side. And I already saw that Sedekim is standing over here and is deactivated. And of course, we can reactivate him, which is really, really cool. So if we interact with Sedekim, we can see that there are locations apparently where we can get parts for him. So now you will need to know those locations, but luckily you are in this video. So location number 1, right over here, Forlorn Ruins, just upward of it. You can easily find it, and there is the design scrap. So we can take that. And then to the next location, which is right over here, so not very far away at all. And here we can find, for one, a torn paper, which we can take, puppet design draft, and then we can also take the puppet parts that are over here, so we have those. And then we also need to take the tools, and you can see we're just right over here. We take the tools as well. And then we just teleport back to the Harvest Altar, and here we want to interact with the giant light source in the middle, which we remove the energy core. From there on out, you just head on over back to the ruin site, because now you have all the parts that are required, and you can see that Sedekim is now displayed as a game site. So here we want to do the puzzle, which as a content creator I can solve with my instant puzzle solving skills. Definitely not just skip the part where I puzzled. Now I copied the solution from yaphalla. What else am I supposed to do as a content creator? Yeah, and basically then we can talk to Sedekim and check on him. And now it's all over, and that should give us the title, so that is very, very good. Patrol. Oh, well, and that, honestly, we could have just not repaired him at that point. Did you, by the way, also see that this guy looks like Claptrap from Borderlands? Always thought he looked like Claptrap. So I will return, gives us the Twilight title. Nice. Okay, this next one is super easy, but has some requirements. It requires you to have completed the side quests Life Once Lived and the main quest Darkness Rekindled. So you have to go as far as that, and then we just go over to the South Halia teleporter. We already were a few times. It is insane how many Easter eggs are on this little space of dirt here. That is insane. But there are indeed 2 kids that we already saw 3 times in this video. It's insanity. And they're standing right over here. And if we talk to those, they should give us another title. So let's see if that is indeed true. Or if Ashu lied to us here. It's not just Ashu collecting. This one is actually from Pedia. So it's a team over there at yaphalla. We definitely have to mention that. So let's finish out on this dialogue. Leave. And that gives us the title Legacy. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the last title for this video. There is just one more very secret, really the most important Easter egg is still to mention. There's one more really secret thing, and that is of course my link for LD Shop down in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get the cheapest dragon crystals for AFK Journey over here at LD Shop, and you can save even more right now if you go through the link in the description. If you register an account, you get the 15% and the 5% discount coupon all together with supporting this channel, which is absolutely great. Keep in mind, if you want to keep supporting this channel, which I would really appreciate, you have to use the link to do your purchase. So if you're not on the website that the link brings you to, then you won't actually support me, which is a little bit complicated. We tried to get that fixed with them, but if you want to do that, I would really appreciate it. So keep that in mind. I use LD Shop myself. In my opinion, it's the best deal that you can get for dragon crystals. Honestly, it's just the best price, good service, and so definitely the best way to get them. So now that we've already done basically 2 videos, the Herdmaster area and the Rift Highlands. They seem to be a lot more areas, but in fact really aren't. Cradle and Cold Secret and Arcane Rift, they all include way less Easter eggs, so it's just one more video remaining for now. There are 2 titles that I not discovered yet, so we might see a few more Easter eggs come with later updates. We saw this in the past too. If that is the case, I will definitely do an update video, and you can find those all on this channel, so I would definitely encourage that you subscribe, hit the subscribe button. We are working ourselves currently from 50% viewers that are not subscribed towards 60%, which is kind of a negative development. So definitely, if you see that you're not subscribed, maybe you have it already, it would be great. But if you see that you are unsubscribed, just hit that button. It really helps out the channel quite a lot. If we get some ad deals or something, then they always look at those subscribers. So more important for me probably than for you in that sense. But other than that, I would just say I really appreciate that you watched this video. I wish you a great day, and we'll see us in the next one.